Welcome to What the Wrestling, the podcast where you break down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and the wildest stories from the world of pro wrestling. Whether you're a diehard fan or just stepping into the squared circle, we're here to give you the real scoop on everything happening in the ring.
I'm your host, RJD, and we're about to take a ride through the latest and greatest in pro wrestling. Get ready for all our hot takes, deep dives, and all the wrestling you never knew you needed.
Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button and join What the Wrestling family so you never miss an episode. Now let's step into the ring.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host.
Oh, you already know what time it is. We are back once again with What the Wrestling. I am your host, RJD here. Hold on, let's get this thing right now. Let's get my stuff back where I need it to be. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having themselves a good old time. Here in the Northeast, we are expecting snow, but F that snow. We don't care about none of that. We had SmackDown last night. That review will be coming out tomorrow. We had Collision. You know I normally do those together. And also, we are here to talk about AEW Dynamite. Now, I understand what's going on. I know I switched up the intro just a tad today, but we still working the kinks out, all right? So you will forgive me. You will forgive me for my transgressions. It's all. But first things first, hit the like button. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, as always. Hopefully everybody's having themselves a good old time. Why is my thing moving so choppy today? I don't understand. That's all right. We will fight through all the mielda and make sure everything stays smooth. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk about Dynamite. No updates. As always, we will continue to monitor the situation. No updates as of right now. We will keep the ball rolling to AEW Dynamite. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So, my thoughts on the show overall, AEW Dynamite is better. It was better than the last couple of weeks. I don't know what the hell they've been doing last couple of weeks, but it was better. But what I don't understand is why everybody's so angry. Why is everybody so angry at the people that are critiquing AEW? AEW is not above reproach. They can get critiqued like everybody else. We're going to make this one a quick one today because I don't know why it's like everything is chopping up. I don't know what's up with my computer. It's like I spoke that into existence. Told my boy, yo, you need a new power supply. You need a new motherboard. No, I don't. He's like, all right, then here we go. But anyway, why is everybody so angry at the people talking about AEW? Like, all the criticisms and things like that aren't valid. Everything is valid. You're not going to sit here and tell me that everything is just hunky-dory, everything's all good. We're going to get rid of the music today. We're going to just spit today. No music. No music. Anyway, Everybody's so mad. There's no need to get upset. There's no need to get mad. Just do what you have to do. AEW was a better show. We're not going to sit up here and say that AEW was not a better show this week, because it was. But when AEW sucks and there's no story, we're going to let everybody know AEW sucked and there was no story. I don't understand why is this so difficult to hard for everybody to fathom, like AEW is above reproach. When WWE sucked, we let everybody know WWE sucks. There's a good spot here, there's a good spot there, but at the end of the day, the show was terrible under Mr. McMahon, especially that 2018, 2019, man, it was rough. We had good spots, but it was rough. Excuse me. AEW started off great, started off hot, everything was smooth. Now, AEW is not good. Oh my God. And it's okay. It is okay. It's okay for AEW not to be good right now. Everybody goes through ebbs and flows. Just because Triple H and them boys over there is hot right now, they on fire, it doesn't mean they won't cool off and AEW can't get back to it. In the 90s, WWE, you hear me? They almost went out of business. And then luck happened. DX was formed. They turned everything around. Attitude Era, in your face. The rest is history. So I love AEW, and they're going through a rough patch, but we're not going to sit here and just not critique them because people are mad. Listen, don't be on AEW's jock, all right? If it's bad, call a spade a spade. If it's good, call a spade a spade. That's how you got to do it. Now, we started off with Renee interviewing Mr. Jay White, and he had to fight the Death Riders, but then the Death Riders didn't realize that Rated FTR were behind them, and they had a good old-fashioned dust up. Everybody was fighting. It was crazy.
Get some help.
They needed some help. And the good thing is they got this Death Rider stuff up out the way early, because the Death Riders storyline is still not good, but we're going to do what we got to do. They got it out the way early, and Cope, Mr. Adam Copeland, was like, listen, Moxley, me, you for the belt. And he was like, no. Not fighting. I don't care. So he ended up saying no, and that's what that happened. But at the end of the day, he declined. Switchblade was talking junk, and he said Grand Slam, Cope and White versus Mox and Claudio, and that's how that segment ended, which is good, because if Cope is fighting for the title, then Jay White shouldn't be fighting for the title, especially after he just lost and everything just happened. Cope's not going to get the title. It's probably going to go to somebody else. It should have went to Hangman, but we talk about this every week. So moving on, and first of all, we got to get into this. We got to get into this. I'm sorry. What the hell is going on with Grand Slam? So for everybody who thought Grand Slam was going to be in Australia and going to be a pay-per-view, and they lied to you, well, they never told you it was going to be a pay-per-view, but they definitely lied to you and said it was going to be a bigger show. Then they moved the big show to the smaller venue, and then it's almost like they didn't promote it. And then people, like fans, are furious about this. Fans are mad that Grand Slam was going to be in Australia. People spent thousands of dollars to get to Australia. The seats for the venue were expensive. And then they moved it from this stadium show because they couldn't sell tickets. And then they moved it to a smaller venue, which is okay. But when you're trying to promote it as Grand Slam, like Grand Slam in New York, 20,000 people. The next time they came to New York, Grand Slam, I think it was 15,000 people. Still a big show. Still big in New York. They go over there to Australia and they can't move that many tickets. They move to the smaller venue. People are mad. The refunds ain't where they should be. People spend thousands of dollars just to book flights to get over there. And then they think they're getting a pay-per-view, but then in actuality, they're getting a collision show. But they got great matches on the show. So the show's going to be fantastic. So we're not going to sit up here and act like the show's not going to be great. If you think it's not going to be great, we're going to hit the button on you. But I understand fans' frustration. It's like they're going on after the All-Star game. That's already an L. That's an L. They're going on after the All-Star game. Who the hell knows when that's going to finish? And if you think people are going to watch 3 hours of basketball and then at 11:30 at night, watch a full 2-3 hours of wrestling, you're bugging. They're not going to do that.
Stupid.
Then this thing was so poorly promoted. It was like, do they even give a shit about this pay-per-view? Or this, well, it wasn't a pay-per-view. Do they even give a shit about this event? Because it's in Australia and it's at 11 at night. Your majority fan base is in the States. So why are you not accommodating the time? Even WWE, they go overseas, they have it at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock. At least it's in the afternoon, but at 11 at night? Come on, what are you?
Stop it.
What are we doing?
Get some help.
So that also was pretty dumb. And then for the fans that thought that they were getting a 20,000, 30,000 arena pay-per-view, and they're only getting maybe an 8 to 10,000 fan show, those guys are mad. So this was very poorly executed, very poorly, just generally all around, just very poorly managed, and fans are not happy, and they are shitting all over this on X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook and Instagram. It's not good. So I think Tony Khan needs to make some adjustments here, and I think after this they will, but they got to do better. They got to do better. So that's my rant on this Grand Slam show, which I will be watching, but I ain't watching it after. I ain't watching it Sunday night. That ain't happening. Maybe I might, because maybe, but I doubt it. So we had Kenny Omega and Will talk about the Don Callis family. That happened, and they are setting up for their tag team match. So that's going to happen. So we're looking at that, and like I said, it's going to be a big show. And we'll see who comes out of this, the winner, but just not promoted good. So Don Callis comes out after Will Ospreay, and we find out that Mark Davis, former tag team partner of Kyle Fletcher, is out there. And they have themselves a good old match. Will Ospreay wins, but after that, Don Callis family comes out, Omega comes out, and they promote the match, and that's going to be the tag team match. And Omega hit the goodbye and good night, bang, and then Cody Rhodes pyro went off, and everybody was like, "God damn, why so much pyro?" It was kind of weird. It was like, "Damn, how much pyro they're going to give this guy?" If you want to know how much pyro they gave him, let's see.
Now we've been here. Remember,
I want to. I'm not going to play it, but I don't want to get copyrighted. But look at this amount of pyro. Let's see if we can get the pyro. Let's see right here.
bang!
That's a lot of pyro. That's a lot of pyro. And even Kenny was like, "God damn, that's a lot of pyro." So shout out to Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. I'm sure that's going to be a kick-ass 25-minute match. Those guys are going to beat the hell out of each other. The Guns made their return to challenge the Hurt Syndicate. Good to see the Guns back.
Give me a hell yeah!
Guns up. Good to see them guys back. They did have a video package last week. They are now back this week. And don't foresee them getting the titles, but hey, I'm glad to see that they're back. I know one of them was hurt. I forget which one. They look like they're in great shape. They're ready to go. And Guns up. Shout out to them. So next we had, and the crazy thing about the Hurt Syndicate is people came out. When they came out, people were saying, "We hurt people." I guess that's a new chant. I don't know who started that. So that's going to catch fire. The Hurt Syndicate are total baby faces, even though they're supposed to be total heels. Makes no sense. But, Bizarro world. It happens. Too bad for Private Party because they really got the shit end of this deal. Then we had Konosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher versus the Hounds of Hell. Now, this is an L, and I'll tell you why. This is an L. Even though this match was absolutely fantastic for the best wrestlers in this company, I'm going to tell you why this was an L. First of all, the Hounds of Hell just broke away from Malachi Black. These guys are a new tag team. They should not be losing so soon. So that was dumb. They should not be losing. You can't beat Takeshita, and you can't beat Kyle Fletcher because they're about to fight Omega and Will Ospreay. So beating them would be stupid. The Hounds of Hell, you can't beat them either.
Nope.
And then you can't beat Buddy Matthews because he's about to fight Kazuchika Okada for the damn title. So you pin Brody King, who really shouldn't be getting pinned or beaten either. So this is an L all around. Nobody in this match should be losing. And that's another thing with Tony Khan. Why is it he has a problem beating people? Like, it's okay for, it's like sometimes he doesn't want to beat an MJF, or he doesn't want to beat a Will, or he doesn't want to beat an Omega, or he doesn't want to beat a Moxley. And it's like, it's okay for these guys to lose. The guy, especially the guys at the top, within reason. Sometimes you can protect the guy, cheat, something. Sometimes guys got to lose. But the problem with them is nobody feels like they're built up to be a star. The only one who maybe feels like that is Hangman. Swerve came in. We already knew who he was. He was a star. Cope came in. He was already WWE. Hurt Syndicate, they came in. They were already WWE. Like, who has AEW built? Mox came in. Mox was WWE. So who have they built up to be? They started from the bottom. Now we here. Who have they built up? In year one, it was Private Party. They built up Private Party, but they stopped, started, didn't pull the trigger on them. Who else have they built? Maybe Darby Allin they built up. Orange Cassidy comes to mind. He's another one, and good to see him not on TV. He deserves a much needed break. Hopefully we'll come back around to him in a few months. But there's really nobody besides the Hangman, because Jericho obviously was Jericho. There's nobody besides the Hangman who they have built up to be a bona fide star. Everybody knew who Kenny and the Bucks were. Hangman was the one who was like in the mid card, and they built him up to be champion. And now he really should be champion. So I think AEW has that problem where they don't build up people. It's like nobody's a star. Like if you go to WWE, Cody, star. And MJF they built up. They built MJF up. Baby, those are the only two people I can think of that are like, but even MJF right now is in that mid-card vortex of Jeff Jarrett, which is stupid.
It's stupid.
But you know Roman Reigns, you know Cody, those are stars. Like there's a big difference between who's at the top in WWE and who's in the middle in WWE and who's in the bottom. But right now, you don't know who's who in AEW. It's like we know the guys that are at the top, but everybody feels the same. When Roman comes out, he feels like a bigger deal than everybody else. So that's unfortunate. What, you got to add something, baby? Oh, thought my wife wanted to add something. Even though she likes, she's been yeeting all over the place ever since Mr. J Uso won.
I was right.
Huh?
I was right.
Yeah, she's the only one who was right. She's the only one. I must give credit. So the Hounds of Hell lost. Takeshita and Fletcher ended up pinning Mr. Brody King after, he just kept kicking out of everything. But they did a double brain buster, and they got him up out of there. So Okada is confirmed with Buddy Matthews for Grand Slam. And that was that. So moving on. Mercedes Moné got interrupted by Harley Cameron outside her locker room, and she refused to fight Harley. Harley doesn't have a win yet. But that gimmick with her ventriloquist, with her puppet, is kind of cool. It's kind of funny. And I heard she could play instruments. Like, she's a multi-talented woman. So good for her. And those are the type of people who just the crowd loves. And I'm pretty sure she has this puppet of Mercedes Moné. I'm pretty sure they'll have a fight. Maybe she does need friends. Shout out to all my ventriloquists out there. We love y'all. But we'll see what happens moving forward with her. Mercedes Moné continues to be the belt collector of the women's division. And Harley Cameron, we'll see if she gets a title shot. She shouldn't get a title shot because she don't got no wins, but we'll see what becomes of this. MJF got interrupted by the Hangman, and Max Caster was running from the Hangman, and they got another stare down. So I'm assuming MJF and the Hangman will be fighting soon. And in the ring, MJF mocked Jeff Jarrett again. Caster came down. The Cowboy came down to kick his ass, but he interrupted MJF first. After that, he refocused, and then Dustin Rhodes came out, and Dustin Rhodes cut a fiery promo and said, "There's nothing you could do to me that hasn't already been done. I am the last of my kind, and I'm going to kick your ass, Max." So that match is happening. So Dustin has a way. First of all, he's old school, and he's still holding it down all these years later. We love Dustin. Dustin's great, and they don't call him the Natural for no reason. And he has a way and a presence like an old school father, old school uncle. When he speaks, everybody listens. He has that way and that command of his words. So anything he says is like it's impactful. So they had a back and forth. That match is probably going to happen. Thank you. Get Jeff Jarrett off of my TV and focus it more on Dustin. But they're going to have a match eventually, and hopefully we get MJF back to where he needs to be, because this is, not good. Not good at all. Samoa Joe and Hook went back there to go into the locker room of Christian Cage, and he wasn't there. Nick Wayne was there, and Kip Sabian was there. And Samoa Joe said, "Hey, we didn't come in here for y'all, but let's leave a message." They beat the hell out of them. Christian Cage comes in, says, "F this," walks back out. And then after that, he comes in and says, "Guys, what happened? We'll get them for this." Christian Cage, ever the heel. We love it. It's all good. Then we had Queen Aminata versus Toni Storm. And Toni Storm played a character called Mariah May, while Mariah May was at ringside and she wore her gear. She basically did everything Mariah May did to her. They had a fine little match, and Toni Storm wins, and she's going to fight Mariah May at the pay-per-view. And I look forward to seeing what these ladies do, and they're going to beat the living shit out of each other, and it's going to be great. So shout out to them. We had a New York Minute by Jericho, offered a $200,000 bounty on Bandito to Brian Keith for Collision. Powerhouse Hobbs returned, followed by the Outrunners. They started a brawl and ended with Hobbs and Big Bill fighting. They broke the feed, and then afterwards, Big Bill got the hell up out of there. And I'm looking forward to seeing that match too. We need that match again. I know they had a no holds bar type thing, but we need that match too. Main event was Swerve and Ricochet. To make a long story short, these guys shut it down as we knew they would. So Don DeMarco for them.
Don DeMarco. Give me a hell yeah.
This was only the beginning, as I look forward to seeing Ricochet and Mr. Swerve fighting again. We had what's that freaking the spirit gun? He missed, and then he got kicked in the head, and Swerve went for another Swerve stomp, but the knees came up, and then he got hit with the spirit gun again and lost. So not a problem for Swerve to take the loss here. We need to build Ricochet up. Can't just have Ricochet coming in here being a geek and losing every damn week. But Ricochet, this heel character, is A1. They tried to bring him in as a babyface. We were happy to see him, but the promos weren't getting over. Now he's a bad guy. Great. We like Ricochet. Flippity flip, flip, flip all over the place, but they got a lot of guys in AEW who could do that. So the best way to do this is have him be a bad guy, talk a lot of junk, and that puts him apart from all the other guys who can do flips in AEW. That was your main event, and that was your AEW Dynamite. Good show. It still hurts my heart to see AEW. Hurts my heart to see AEW with these little ass crowds, knowing that just a year and a half ago, they were doing 5,000 to 10,000 on a normal Wednesday night. Now they're doing about 2,000 to 3,000 on a normal Wednesday night. Absolutely sucks. All of these wrestlers deserve better. And as long as we get some better writing, we'll be okay. So that is all I got for you guys today. That's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Collision SmackDown will be together, and we will see what happens this weekend with Grand Slam. That review will probably be out on a Monday, so look forward to that. So we got a busy week of videos. Look out for all of them, and as you know, the What the Wrestling News Brief will be coming next week as well. So I am out of here. Everybody be safe. Here is my picture. Enjoy, and I'm out. Peace.
Dom DeMarco.